Week 9 of the fantasy football season. Here's a few defense DST units I looked at off the wire this week. The first one, the Indianapolis Colts. So this week here's a streaming option. Is pretty much the only reason I'm going to use this Colt defense. A good matchup at the Panthers, young team, Bryce Young. Not many weapons besides Adam Thielen for the most part, being their top guy on the offense this season. And right now, this Colt DST is available in tons of fantasy leagues coming into the week here at 92%. So like I said, the last few games I haven't done much with the Panthers, young offense, and give up the 6 most fantasy points to DST. So right now, I think they could get to Bryce Young in this one a little bit. This could be a grinded out, mid-teens, low 20s type of game between these two teams. And right now, as a streaming option, I give the Colts on air. The next DST is another streaming option, the Las Vegas Raiders. I know this Vegas Raider D really isn't that good besides Crosby on the defensive end getting to the quarterback. But this week, a great matchup versus the New York Giants, where we could see Tommy DeVito be the starter, who was the third-string quarterback for the Giants, and he couldn't move the football at all versus the New York Jets. So right now, the Giants give up the most fantasy points to DSTs on the season. DeVito, like I said, not a lot of experience, and he looked lost in that game versus the New York Jets, where pretty much all his passes were behind the line of scrimmage. So right now, this Vegas Raider team available in tons of fantasy leagues here at 87%. And what a great matchup, even though, like I said, their defense isn't that good. I would give them an ad this week. The next DST is the Los Angeles Chargers. So the Chargers, in their DST and decent matchups this season, step up and make plays. And once again, here's a streaming option. And the New York Jet team that can't move the football, and it's a big game for the conference. This Charger defense is available, like I said, in a lot of fantasy leagues still in 73%. So right now, this DST could get to the quarterback with 2 elite pass rushers, Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack. Zach Wilson, he hasn't been good at all this season. I know Breece Hall, solid running back, one top 10 back, no doubt. Garrett Wilson, a good talent. But if you get pressure on Zach Wilson, he's not going to have opportunities to get the football out and get the ball to those players. So right now, well, this Los Angeles Ram D's out there in tons of leagues. And like I said, they feasted on bad offenses. We saw it versus the Bears in Week 8. Week 4 versus Vegas, we saw it as well. I would give them an ad this week, and it's a Monday Night Football game as well out there in 73% of fantasy leagues. The next DST is the Washington Commanders. So this Commander team, we know their offense has been good this season, but the defense really hasn't followed with this team this season. So right now, the Commanders, their streaming option as well. Great matchup at the Patriots. I give up the second most fantasy points to DSTs on the season. So right now, available as well in 73% of fantasy leagues. Chase Young possibly could get traded towards the deadline, and he's one of their elite pass rushers here, but I think they could get pressure on Mac Jones early and often. Kendrick Bourne banged up. He possibly could be out long term, and just not a lot of weapons on this Patriot offense besides Stevenson and Kendrick Bourne. But if Bourne's out, they're in huge trouble at the wide receiver position. So right now, with this Commander teams out there in tons of fantasy leagues here, I definitely would give them an ad. And like I said, great matchup versus a Patriot offense that pretty much have had trouble all season moving the football and turning the football over a lot. In the fifth and final defense, DST unit I looked at off the wire. Here's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now with a pack type of defense. They did hold Buffalo only to 24 points on Thursday Night Football. And this week here, a good matchup with the Houston Texans, where their offense was shaky in that one at the Carolina Panthers, only scoring 13 points. And obviously, it's still a rookie quarterback, CJ Stroud, even though he has poise, even though Stroud's playing like a veteran out there. I think this Buck team in this one could go into Houston with pretty much a mini bye, having 10 days off, and make some plays. So right now, this DST's been an all-right unit for the most part this season. Available in tons of fantasy leagues at 68%. And with a good matchup for the most part versus a young offense that's prone to not score the football a whole lot, and they're due to make some mistakes as well here. With CJ Stroud only throwing 1 interception on the season, I think the Bucs could surprise and be a good ad this week. So that's a few defense DST units I look to add here in Week 9 of the fantasy football season.